Hi there everybody, welcome to another one of our Learning Lockdown half-term episodes, and today we thought we'd look at 5 of our top tips for making YouTube videos. So, how do we make our YouTube videos? And the answer probably is not very well. You see, we're 2 teachers and we've been having to learn this new skill of editing and making videos over the past couple of months, but we have picked up a few little tips and tricks along the way that we thought we could share with you if you are interested in making your own vlogs or maybe even tutorials to post on YouTube. So let's get stuck in with tip number 1. Now this is a simple tip, but one that we forgot to use at the start, and it definitely changed our way of making videos, and this was having a script. Now you could have your script on a computer screen, or you could have it written out on a piece of paper, or it could be something even far simpler than that, just like I've got a scrap piece of paper with a list of the 5 top tips I'm going to teach you today. A script makes sure that your video stays on the course it was intended to stay on. It makes sure you don't divert off talking about other topics, and it also makes sure you get to the point more quickly. We've definitely been guilty of making videos without scripts, and it's not always been clear what we're trying to teach. And also it's been a lot harder to edit later because there was loads of that video that we didn't need to use. Tip number 2, jump cuts. Even with a script, you can still have those moments in a film where your eyes are maybe reading the script, or maybe your voice tails off because you've got something wrong, or you pause just a little bit too long and it doesn't seem to work. Well, what we do there is we do something called jump cuts. Jump cuts are where we take out a section of a video where we're not really doing what we're supposed to be doing, or we're not really saying anything, and it makes our video move a lot faster, and it keeps the audience engaged. Because when you're on YouTube, if you could learn something in 3 minutes, then you'd click on that video as opposed to the one that maybe teaches it in 8 minutes, because it's quicker and it gets to the point. And jump cuts gets rid of the little bits of time in your video that are wasted. So we use jump cuts quite often in our videos. Here's me in iMovie. You can see I've got the clip from today, and what I am doing here is I am simply taking out an area of the footage where I was looking off camera or not speaking, and I cut before that point, I cut after that point using the cutting tool, and then simply delete that clip. And now my video jumps from one point to the next much quicker. Tip number 3, sound effects. Now you've noticed when I've been putting the big numbers on the screen for which tip we're on, there's a little sound effect when it arrives. Or I might say, don't forget to hit subscribe, and there might be a little sound effect there. Now sound effects can be great for just animating your videos that little bit more. You might use it when there's a transition to swoop from one place to the next. You might just use it when something appears on the screen like I just mentioned. But the key is, don't make them too loud. You want them to be subtle, and also don't use them too often that they distract from what you're trying to get across. But there's plenty of places to get free sound effects online. Some of the computers that you might have at home with your editing software. I'm using iMovie, but there's loads of free great editing software out there. Normally comes with a few sound effects that you should be able to use just to put underneath your clip to make sure it stands out a little bit clearer. Let's have a look at number 4. Now, if this whole video was me talking at the camera and that was all you ever saw, you'd get bored really quickly. I know, because my students say that all the time when they have to look at me in the classroom. So what we can use here is something called BRoll. Now, BRoll is extra footage with no real audio that you film that relate to what you're talking about. So because I'm talking about video editing here, I might have filmed extra shots about me sat at a computer, or I might have extra shots of the computer screen itself. And all I can do is I can cut these in over my own voice to make sure it keeps the audience more engaged. They know what I'm referring to, and they can maybe even see how what I'm talking about is done, just like before when I was mentioning the jump cuts and how you can get rid of those. Now, to simply add B-roll, you keep your main part of narration, which is me talking to the camera, in your editing software, but you can drag video clips above that. And what that acts like is like a pile of videos, and the one on top is the one that you can see. So if it's on top for 5 seconds, for 5 seconds of that video, you will see that 5-second B-roll clip before you jump back to the video of me. But the key is the audio of me would be constantly running underneath. You may not be able to see me, but you could still hear me. B-roll is a great way to take your videos to the next level. And finally, tip number 5. And this is one that loads of people neglect, but I believe makes the biggest difference. And this is audio. Now, I don't have a fancy microphone. I wish I did. I've either got the microphone that's in my camera that sounds like this. I've either got the microphone that's in my camera that sounds like this, and frankly isn't very clear. Or I could use something else. Now, if you've been watching carefully, you'll spot coming out the top of my t-shirt, I've got a little white wire. And all this is are the headphones from my phone. And they've got a microphone here, which is far better than the one in my camera. So I just clip it on here with a little hair clip, and I use this audio instead of the audio on my camera because it's a little bit clearer and it helps keep the audience once again engaged. Bad audio can really put you off from a video. Well, how do you put this audio over this video? Well, it's simple. At the start of my video, I pressed record on my camera and I pressed record on my audio recording on my iPhone and I clapped 3 times. When I look at the audio, I will see these 3 spikes at the start of my camera footage and my audio recording on my phone. And I just make sure very carefully those are lined up together. Once those are lined up, I know the audio for the rest of my video is all in sync, and I can mute the audio that came with my camera so that all you will be hearing is the audio coming from my iPhone microphone. Now, maybe you don't have a separate camera and you're recording on your phone. Well, that's much easier. You can simply plug your headphones in, stand your phone up, and the audio from your mic will go straight over the footage you are already recording. So those are our 5 tips for how to make your videos a little bit better. We hope they've helped, and we hope you're having a great half term.